you started in stand-up. That's what people don't really know.
don't
And
know.
I did not know that. I didn't know that either.
I
So
know.
what made you do that? And also, was it like a certain comedian or a certain experience that made you like, oh, I want to do stand-up?
I was a legal secretary, and I was just bored with life. And I said to the other legal secretaries, there's like 8 of us, and I said, let's do something different. Because legal secretaries, any secretary, we do our work, we go home, we go to bed about 8 o'clock. And then we come back and do the same thing. It's all about the overtime, the pension plan, the profit sharing, the Christmas club. That's it. And so I said, let's live a little. Let's go see stand-up. And we went to Sizzler, all you can eat, because I had the cheese bread, the garlic cheese bread, and I had the shrimp, all you can eat, and I had my Coke.
Okay, wait. How long ago was this?
Oh, girl, it was about 20-some years ago.
And you remember the meal?
I remember everything. I remember everything because I was so excited. And we went to Sizzler, and after Sizzler, we went to the Comedy Store, and it was the main room. And I remember seeing everybody's name on the wall above the main room. And we went in and we were waiting, and I just happened to be making people laugh around me. And so all these comics went up. Charlie Fleischer, Tamayo Atsuki, Eddie Griffin went up. And I noticed when Eddie Griffin went up, everybody was laughing back and they would come forward. And I said, what is that? What's that feel like? That you got all of these people, 300 people laughing. And then Andrew Dice Clay went up. And that's when he was doing hickory dickory dock. I got you sucking my... Yeah. And he made all the women mad. And this one woman turned around and she said, you're as funny as him. Why don't you do that? And it just showed me the power of your words. You can build somebody up with your tongue, or you can tear them down. And when that woman planted a seed in my life, when she goes, you're as funny as him.
Yeah.
Like, you should do that. And the whole night I zoned out and I said, what if? Could I do that? And I asked all my legal secretary friends, and all 7 of them said no. They said, you make $40,000, you got a pension plan, it's gonna take you 10 to 20 years to make it, this is stable. And one girlfriend said to me, if you don't try it, you'll never know.
Right.
And then I was standing there outside of the comedy club. Everybody went home and I was standing there and I saw Eddie Griffin and Andrew Dice Clay. He was smoking a cigar, And I was looking at them. Eddie Griffin swears to this day I was trying to sleep with him, that I was a groupie. But I was just nervous. I was a Jehovah's Witness. And I just was looking at him. And I walked up to him and I said, and I probably did sound like, that's probably how groupies sound. They sound like, oh my gosh. And I went up to them and I said, and at the time my voice was really high because I was like in my 20s. And I said, I want to try that. Like, how do I do it? And Eddie Griffin or Andrew, he said, you just do it.
Yeah. And
I said, but I'm scared. And I don't know which one it was, but I think it was Eddie Griffin. He said, do it scared. And that's my mantra that I live by, do it scared.
Yeah.
And the next week, I had the legal secretaries, because they had garnished my check and repossessed my car, and I had been to jail and all this other stuff, girl. And,
you really speeding
no
over some
stuff.
stuff.
Girl, I mean, literally, girl. You can't be a comic till you went to jail for about 7 or 8 days. Literally. That's a whole nother podcast. But I didn't have any money because they kept garnishing my check. But I told the legal secretaries, I really want to try doing stand-up. And they all the ones that told me not to quit my job, they put together money for me to go to stand-up comedy class. And to this day, all of those legal secretaries come to all of my shows. They've come to both of my weddings, and they've been to all of my comedy shows.
The pull quote from that is, you cannot be a stand-up unless you've been to jail.
You have got to go to jail. You've got to get your car repossessed. You've got to have thug boyfriends that are also in prison that want to burn you up and want to grind you up and pour your bones into their salad. That's what mine told me. Like, you got to have craziness in your life.
So now you're, super successful.
Yes.
But do you miss like that time where
that crazy
anything
time?
about it?
Girl, no.
Okay.
I actually had a boyfriend that said, if you leave me, I'm gonna kill you. And then I'm gonna put you in a tub full of boric acid, and what don't dissolve, I'm gonna pour my salad to eat. I was dating the guy, who was the guy that who ate the brain of the girl, the FBI agent? That's who I was dating. Oh, crazy stalker. Do I miss those days? No, do I miss?
Was that a comic?
No, that one wasn't a comic, but I done dated some crazy comics. But yeah, girl, no, I don't miss those days. I don't miss going to jail. I was in jail for 8 days. I don't know.
Okay, for what?
Girl, I was in jail for 8 days because I had traffic warrants. I had $10,000 worth of traffic warrants.
And LA don't play that.
They don't play because my registration was 2 years expired because I was a Jehovah's Witness. And we had been taught that the end of the world was coming. So I thought, well, since the end of the world was coming.
Was that 1999?
It was like it was around 1999.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so I had been taught, since the end of the world was coming, why am I paying my bills? So I didn't pay any bills. So when I would get traffic warrants and when I would get tickets for my registration being expired, I was like, but Jesus is coming.
I mean,
so
that's
why
how
am
I feel about
bills?
now. Trump is president, why am I paying my bills?
Thank you. Why you go to Casual Corner and shop.
Why do I play off my
Why you
student
paying
loans?
your
We're
bills?
gonna die.
The apocalypse is coming. And so I felt like, well, the apocalypse is coming. Why am I paying my bills? But I kept racking up these tickets, and if you don't go to court, it becomes a traffic warrant, which becomes if you get stopped, they take you to jail. So I was on my way to the Comedy Store, and I had like shorts like this, and I had long braids and with like high heels, and they stopped me because it was $10,000 worth of bench warrants, and they took me to jail, to Rampart Division, which turned out to be the most corrupt police department in LA, and they took me there, and I remember being chained to the bench, and I was
Oh
trying
my
to.
goodness.
And the police kept telling me, no, don't say nothing, be quiet, be quiet. So I was trying to communicate with my eyes. I do that a lot, try to communicate with my eyes, that I'm really like nice, and I'm a legal secretary, and I just started stand-up comedy, and I was trying to communicate that with my eyes. And they were like, shut up. And it was these prostitutes they were chained next to me, and I realized, I looked at them and I was like, we're wearing the same thing. They think I'm a hooker. Oh my gosh. And I had a spot at the Comedy Store.
Comedian
Mitzi Shore picked me up as a regular.
Certain kind of hooker. We're,
You are kind of a hooker. You
Yeah.
get pimped out
You selling
at the Comedy
laughs.
Club.
for minimal money.
Okay. If you a comic, you ain't been through nothing. I'm like, you better make up something like
I ain't
Vanilla
been to jail.
Ice.
Yeah,
you gotta make up something.
I'm gonna get
if you a
locked up
comic.
down here while we down
You ain't
here
gonna
in
get no
New
respect
Orleans.
from me.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yeah, I was on Bourbon Street and I got arrested for showing my tatas. Something.
I'm gonna go flash somebody later.
Yeah, I'm gonna flash somebody. Now I'm
I don't
gonna
even
go
think you get
flash.
arrested down here for that though.
Yeah, you really can't.
I don't think it's no
You
laws
can't-
in
Yeah,
New
you can't be
Orleans, so.
crazy in New Orleans. You're not gonna stop nobody.